Okay, so today's topic, how to eat for glowing skin. We are so glad to have you guys here and be talking about this. This is kind of like the thing that we're focusing on right now is skin.
Yes. So real quick, I know a lot of you, I recognize a lot of your guys' names, but if you don't know us, I'm Sarah, this is Peter, and we run the seasonal diet. And our main focus is helping you eat more seasonal produce with the goal of having more energy, better digestion, and clearer skin. So the reason that I really wanted to do this topic today was because I've personally struggled with my skin a lot in the past. And, I used to wear a lot of makeup. I used to use a lot of products, dermatologists. I even had a point where I was using steroid cream on my skin and nothing worked. And it wasn't until I changed my diet that I started getting some results. So today we really want to teach you guys how we use diet to clear up our skin and get that glowing complexion that everybody wants. And so that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today, all about skin and foods.
Yes. Okay, so one fun fact about
this is always my idea.
Me, this is
Peter's
Sarah's
like,
creation.
do I have to do this? I'm like, yes.
Totally Sarah's creation. One fun fact about me is that I really like change.
Yeah.
So right now we are in the next 4 or 5 weeks.
On my head?
Why I moved it.
Okay.
We're going to be moving. We're going to
Yes,
be getting a new place, and I'm really excited about that. When I was a kid, I used to always just be constantly rearranging my room because I just like to change things up, have it be really fresh. And so that's like my little fun fact.
He does. He's always wanting to rearrange our house. And I'm kind of the opposite, where I'm like, can we just leave things how they are and keep working, keep going? So one fun fact about me is I love tahini. If you are not familiar with tahini, it is ground up sesame seeds, and it's usually used in Middle Eastern dishes and hummuses. But if you've been around the seasonal diet for a while, you know there are lots of other ways you can use it. My favorite currently is in salad dressing. Peter created a Caesar tahini salad dressing, and it's amazing. And there's lots of healthy fats, which are great for your skin. So yeah, feel free, guys, to chat in the box and talk with each other during. And
to ask a question. There's actually a Q&A area. And like Sarah was saying, you use the chat box. Most of you have discovered the chat box, and unless it's personal, try and send it to everybody so that we can have a group discussion. And it looks like a lot of you guys are doing that, so that's great.
Yeah, so you can click to who you send it to and just have it be to hosts, probably it says, or something. And then we'll just get it. So we're probably going to ask next about what issues they have.
Yeah.
So maybe if you guys want, you can share, what skin questions you have, or what you're currently struggling with when it comes to your skin. And you can do that in the chat box, or you can do it in the chat box, but just send it to us privately if it's personal. That way people don't know that it's you.
Yes. All right. And while you're answering, I think we're going to switch over to the slides.
Let's do the slides. So if you guys want to take notes, go for it.
Okay.
We'll go kind of slower.
Head over here.
And we'll be back at the end. So you'll see our faces again at the end for questions.
Okay. All right, so I think we are set up and ready to go. Okay, so let's just get right down to it. So if you struggle with any of these kind of common skin issues, rest assured you are in the right place. Acne, eczema, rosacea, skin spots, discoloration. And make sure you stick around to the end. Just wanted to throw this out there. So this class is going to be all about what to eat for your skin. But then at the end, we're going to be talking about this new program that we've been working on that we're really excited about, that will treat your skin, not just internally, but also externally and topically. Plus, we've also got a goodie in there as well. So.
Yes. So we're going to be talking about food. So let's get going. Okay. So first, I just want to say that obviously you're here today because you're interested in glowing skin. And I know sometimes it can be like, well, I don't need glowing skin, that's not really important. My health is important. Well, if your skin isn't glowing, if your skin isn't clear, it's usually a sign that something internally is going on. And so if your skin is glowing, that means that you're doing everything right with your diet, right? So I just want to give you guys permission to want glowing skin, to have glowing skin. There's nothing, it's not a conceited thing to have or want. It's perfectly normal and natural, and it means you're healthy.
Yeah, and then also just to throw it in there that's not off limits for you. There's no reason why you can't achieve that. I feel like all of our skin is meant to glow. It's natural.
Yes.
That's what we're all just trying to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so why is it important to treat skin internally? So most of the time when you see something on your skin, you just think, okay, like I need to treat this from the outside. But really it's because something's coming up on the inside. Mm-hmm. You might not know this, but your skin actually is the largest organ in your body, and it's always reproducing itself. And your skin can only reproduce based on what you actually put into your body. So like I just said, oftentimes like what you see on the outside, you need to be treating it from the inside where it's originating from. And so we do this in part by improving our diet, which is kind of like the bulk of what we're going to be talking about today, plus a couple other little avenues. But I say in part because your sleep, exercise, and stress can also impact it as well.
Yes. Okay, so let's get down to the first step. So first things first is food allergies and sensitivities. So you need to figure out what foods you're allergic to. Usually you should know because if you have a food allergy, your immune system will attack it. Peter, he has a lot of allergies. His throat closes up. You can break out in hives. Those are usually a sign of allergies, right? So you want to avoid those foods because they're going to cause inflammation in your body, which is going to show up on your skin. The best way to find out if you have food allergies, if you don't know, is a blood test, right? And they test for multiple foods. And then the other thing is food sensitivities or intolerances. So your body might not have the same reaction as an allergy, but it's still sensitive to that food. So it's going to cause inflammation in your body. So the best way to find out if you have a food intolerance or sensitivity would be a food elimination diet or a food journal. So some big ones when it comes to skin and sensitivities are nightshades. So tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, things like that. So you might be sensitive to those and not even know it. So if you're not familiar with a food elimination diet, it's pretty much taking the foods that you think you're sensitive to. So maybe you notice like when you eat tomatoes, you have really bright red skin, like rosacea. And so what you would do is for 30 days, you would take out that food and then you would slowly add it back into your diet. Now, it is kind of a lengthy process, but it's really a great way to find out if you're sensitive to that. Another way, a quicker way, is a food journal. So you would keep track of everything you're eating. I always say for 3 to 5 days and notice what happens after you eat it. How do you feel? Like if you eat a certain food, write down how you feel after every meal. And then you can come back to that and kind of see what foods are causing you problems. So that's food allergies and food sensitivities. Those are really important because if you're eating foods that are causing you problems, it's a really easy fix. As soon as you remove those foods, the problem should go away. And this is a good one if like you have a really healthy diet. So if everything we talk about today, you're like, I do that, I'm on it. It could be that you have a food allergy or sensitivity, and the reason that you're not getting the results you want on your skin is because you keep eating those foods without even knowing it. So definitely give those a try if everything else you're doing that we're going to be talking about.
Yes. Yeah. And so as part of your diet, and foods that you should be focusing on for skin health, um, really, as we always kind of tend to promote, is we so what we do personally is we subscribe to like a plant-based diet. But it doesn't, you don't have to eat completely plant-based or vegan to get the same results. That is what we do personally. But this is kind of like a short list of some things that you could be focusing on. So Sarah was telling me the story last night about your body kind of being like the trunk and your skin kind of like being the leaves of a tree. So if you think of a tree, like your body's the trunk and your skin is like the leaves. So you want to be putting really high quality ingredients into your body so that the nutrients can make it all the way out to the skin, just like it has to make it all the way out to the leaves. Because if you can't get out to the leaves, you're not making it far enough. And to me, that just, it says a lot to kind of like how we should all be thinking about it. It's getting the most high quality stuff in. Okay, so one thing to first and foremost to focus on is nuts, and especially almonds in this department, full of antioxidants and vitamin E, and that helps hold in skin moisture. But then also red and green vegetables. These are also, again, full of antioxidants, and they also help our body create vitamin A, which helps to prevent premature aging. And then also citrus fruits, basically just because they're loaded with vitamin C, and it helps our body produce collagen. And finally, what I had on here is superfoods because it helps produce your body's bacteria and hormones. And this kind of goes to the effect of by optimizing what's inside of our bodies, that's what's going to help us get better results on the outside. And then Sarah wanted to add this last thing on here, which is superfoods, which is great. And I'm glad that you added it. So reishi mushrooms.
Yeah. So when it comes to superfoods, you mentioned superfoods too just now. When it comes to superfoods, some that you might want to recommend, that I recommend, are going to be the reishi mushrooms, cacao, because cacao is the highest in any antioxidants out of all of the foods. And if you're not familiar with these superfoods, you can find them online or at your local health food store. And then, so the mushrooms, it's in a powder, usually. And so you could add that to like, a hot chocolate, say, or a blender drink, like a smoothie, like a chocolate smoothie would be really great. And then cacao, you could use it in the place of cocoa. It's raw, and it's not heated. So it's going to be, just like cocoa powder, but it's going to actually have the benefits that you hear about when you hear about benefits of chocolate. Another superfood that you'll want to add is hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are great in omega-3s, which are really great for your skin and full of healthy fats. And then these aren't superfoods, but going along with the healthy fats, avocado. Avocado is so great for your skin. Try to get avocado in, every day or every other day as much as you can. And then a good high quality olive oil is also going to be really great. Did you mention fermented foods?
I did.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. So now we want to move into
some recipes, right?
Recipe department.
So
yeah.
I just wanted to share a few recipes. I'll be sending these out as well. But kind of like I was just saying with the superfoods, with ingredients, sometimes I'll share them in our Facebook group or online or with friends. And, they're like, that's great, but like, how do I use them? Like, one of the recipes, maybe we'll just share this recipe. It has chia seeds, and some people are like, chia seeds are great, but how do I really use chia seeds? So this is a chocolate chia pudding. Not pictured are the raspberries that I recommend putting on top, because raspberries are so great for your skin. They have more antioxidants than strawberries do. And this recipe also uses the cacao powder, right? So if you're not sure how to use cacao powder or chia seeds, which are high in omegas as well, this would be a great recipe. It's also dairy free, where dairy, we're going to get to it, dairy is not great for your skin. It's the opposite of great for your skin. So this is the chocolate chia pudding. It's so easy. You can make it overnight. This makes 2 to 3 servings. And I usually have it, for lunch. I don't usually do a big breakfast, but you could also have it for breakfast or a snack. It's very simple and really easy to make. You just whip it up in a big container. So we're going to send you guys a recipe for this, but just as an idea, these are some really healthy, great things you could add to your diet. Chia seeds, those are great, full of omegas. Coconut milk yogurt rather than dairy, which is bad. Coconut milk yogurt is going to have some of that good bacteria. It's also going to be easy on your digestive system. Almond milk instead of regular milk. Maple syrup, although it does contain some sugar, it's a whole food-based sugar. And then the cacao powder for antioxidants, and same with the raspberries for some color. All right, so green juice, we're going to talk about juicing, but this is a green juice recipe that is really great for your skin that I just wanted to share. If you don't have a juicer, don't worry. We're also going to provide a smoothie recipe. So really simple: kale, romaine, green apple, lemon, and ginger. Always go for organic when you're juicing. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of pesticides straight into your bloodstream, and that's the opposite of skin health. And then this smoothie is great. It's one of my favorites. It's full of hemp seeds, which you can kind of see in the photo. And it has a tropical blend, so it has a variety of fruits, which is really great. When it comes to your skin, like Peter was saying about the tree, you want a wide variety of fruits and vegetables. They all have different vitamins and nutrients. So if you're eating or drinking the same smoothie every day, you're getting the same nutrients, and your skin is probably getting enough of those, right? Because like Peter said, you want to eat a high quality, a large amount, a large quantity to get it all the way to your skin. But if you're eating the same thing, your skin is probably tapped out on those nutrients. So you want to get new ones. This recipe also has coconut, which is a great hydrator for the skin. It has dates, which is another form of sweetener, but it is a whole food sweetener. And what's great about dates, even better than maple syrup, is that it has the fiber, so it's not going to spike your blood sugar as much, which is really important for skin. You want to get even blood sugar levels for your skin. So this is a great recipe. You can even add protein powder to it, which would also help with the blood sugar levels.
Yeah, and then I just wanted to quickly mention that we are going to be sending out these recipes as well. We're going to be sending them out tomorrow.
Awesome.
As well as the replay. Okay, I'm going to pull up.
All right, guys, are you still with us? Are you hanging in there? Feel free to let us know in the chat if we're going too fast or going too slow.
Cool.
Awesome. Hemp milk,
Cool.
Mushroom powder, yes. Yes, mushrooms are so good for your skin, you guys. They're so great for your immune system. They have so many antioxidants and nutrients in them that we just don't get from other places. So dried mushrooms, you'll see a lot of mushroom products right now. If you look at the health food store in the supplement section, it's insane. All right. Cool. Let's keep going. And cool. You guys feel free, type in the chat your questions. We're going to go over all of them at the end. We might answer some as we go if it's like something super relevant to the slide that we're talking about. Yeah.
All right. So previously I covered foods to include, and now I'm just going to cover some foods to avoid as well. Okay. So first up is excess sugar. Now, consuming sugar, it weakens your immune system, and it does promote overgrowth of harmful bacteria and yeast. So it's definitely recommended to keep that at a minimum and just always keep it on the top of your mind. So some tips to cut this out would be avoiding fruit juice, kind of extra sweeteners, especially for coffee or tea, if that's kind of your thing. And then also limiting desserts and treats to just 2 times a week.
So if you have eczema, this is one that you're going to want to pay attention to closely because sugar directly affects eczema. So if you have it on your skin somewhere, if it's always been a problem, it's probably because you have too much sugar in your system. Now, if you're like, Sarah, I don't eat a lot of sugar, it could be because your blood sugar levels are not stable. And that happens when you don't get enough healthy fats. So a lot of diets out there promote a low fat or a no fat diet. That's not healthy. You need fats. You need all of the food groups, you guys. It's never a good idea to avoid something. You need it all. You need fats, you need proteins, you need carbs, you need all of it. So You might need to watch your sugar. And if you're like, I don't eat sugar, but you eat bread, you eat grains, you eat bagels, you eat, all these foods that seem
white potatoes.
Those all, even though it's not directly a sugar product, I guess, like, it doesn't have maybe sugar like poured into it. Those all affect your body just like sugar would. So I just wanted to add that in. I'll let Peter keep going with the foods, but definitely something to think about.
Okay, so the next one that I have here is dairy. Sarah previously mentioned it, but it has a very strong link to acne. And I've actually experienced this firsthand. After graduating college, like through pretty much up until all the way through college, I was definitely having some adult acne, and it only went away when I decided to cut out dairy for 1 month. And it just blew my mind how many additional benefits more than just skin that there were. But this we cannot recommend, highly enough. So for some advice on cutting it out, because I know it is kind of tricky to cut it out, I was able to just kind of whack it. But I remember Sarah, she had
I don't want to let go of my cheese.
Yes, but what about the cheese? She has some transition time. Okay, so first I would say stop buying it at the store. Quit kind of like bringing it home and into your house. And instead, when you're at home, make dairy-free recipes at home. But allow yourself to eat it freely kind of whenever going out to eat it like a restaurant or a cafe. But then over the next few weeks, as your taste buds kind of adapt to these new flavors that you're going to be experiencing in recipes, and you will, cheese kind of has this way of masking the flavor. Then you can gradually limit it to just a couple times a week when eating out, and then eventually not at all.
I will say, like, when Peter went off cheese, first he told me he was going to, and I was like, sayonara, buddy, I'm sticking with the cheese. And I just felt maybe like some of you guys do, kind of panicked. Like, I love cheese. Like, I'm a foodie. I was a foodie. I still am. And the thought of giving up cheese was pretty scary. But then Peter went off cheese and he lost like 20 pounds and was looking really good and running down the block. And I was like looking at my cheese like, this ain't worth it, So once I stopped eating it, it was really easy. So I think a lot of times we're afraid of things, maybe afraid of things that we know we probably should be doing. And sometimes it's good to just move into the fear and do it anyways and just see what happens, So I say if it's something that is kind of freaking you out a little bit, I say, go for it. Give it a try.
Be open to it. Have fun with it. And don't be afraid that you're going to be missing out, because seriously, there are so many flavors to be experienced out there. Okay. So next one is gluten, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are well aware of this, but this should definitely be avoided for skin health as well. It actually helps other toxins kind of permeate and work their way through the intestinal lining, which can end up in your bloodstream, which ultimately will be releasing out of your skin rather than your bowels. So long story short, gluten should definitely be avoided. Cutting it out, I would say same method as dairy. Just kind of gradually transitioning yourself off of it, or even just eliminating it completely, like in one shot if you prefer. And then finally, alcohol. Alcohol it's essentially just a form of sugar, and it does suppress your body's ability to kind of heal itself and produce new skin cells, because that's basically what your body's doing whenever it clears up a blemish. It's going to crowd it out, and just with the production of new healthy skin cells. No more margaritas. Well, okay, so this is a good point, because so for Sarah and I, not drinking and just not consuming alcohol, that for Sarah and I, I call it like a deeply personal preference. We prefer not to drink, and it's not strictly for health reasons, but it does have a lot to do with it, because we spend a lot of money on really high quality ingredients, and we work really hard at our health, and we hate to take it back a notch. We don't want to take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. We want to be always moving forward consistently. And you can still have really great, healthy skin and drink every so often, but certainly not on a regular basis. I mean, if you're drinking on a pretty regular basis, just know that like it is hindering your progress.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it does show up. It does show up on your skin. You can tell, like if you drink and then the next morning you wake up and you look tired and you look sick, that's the effects of the alcohol. So definitely, we're not saying you have to stop drinking to have clear skin, but definitely be conscious of it. And if you're trying to make some serious progress, it might be a good idea to kind of do a little time without it just to see how that affects you. Because everybody's body is a little bit different, right? And so the things that we're sharing today are general things that will help everybody. Everybody can benefit from the things we're sharing, but the thing that's different is your body might react to one of these things different. So one of you could drink alcohol and your skin would be okay. Other people would drink alcohol and their skin would freak out. So you kind of have to play with it a little bit for yourself. I just saw Emily in here. Hi, Emily. I haven't seen Emily for a while, so I'm really excited you're here. And I'm glad to hear that your son, what is she? Taking cheese off the menu for my son. I've seen a big improvement. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. Too much sugar in drinks. Yes, Gigi. Yeah. A lot of sugar in drinks. Okay, let's talk about removing toxins. I've been talking about this a lot in our Facebook group, and it's really important because if you don't remove toxins from your body, right? And we all have toxins. Some people have more than others, but we all can benefit from removing toxins, because if you have a lot of toxins in your body, the nutrients you're taking in aren't going to be absorbed into your tissues and into your blood. So I recommend that you get rid of the toxins, because when you're consuming them, you're going to end up with inflammation, and not just inflammation from when you bump your leg or are in a car accident or something like that, but chronic inflammation. And that's what shows up on your skin. That's when you see yourself with rosacea or eczema or psoriasis. Those are all from inflammation. So remove toxins, remove inflammation. And same with immune system, right? So if you have a lot of toxins, your immune system is going to be weak. If you have a weak immune system, your body's going to be working on repairing the insides, your organs, and it's not going to be working on making your skin glow, right? So the healthier your body is on the inside, the healthier it is on the outside. It has to take care of the inside before it can take care of the outside. So how do you do this, right? That's what everybody wants to know. Okay, so I mentioned this before today, actually, that one way to do that is to detox your liver. So one way you can do that is by the foods that are in your kitchen, the foods that grow in your garden. And so that's going to be lemons. Lemons are great for detoxing. Beets, leafy green, milk thistle, those are all going to be really great for your liver. And you can do that by juicing them, by putting them in a smoothie, by putting them in salads. Those are all going to be really great detoxifying supplements you can add to your diet. So another way to do that is to create space between meals. When you overeat and eat too much food, that stacks up in your digestive system, and then it festers because it's sitting at 98 degrees. So you want to create space so then everything can be eliminated. If you're not eliminating daily, then that's a problem, and you should work on some of the detoxifying foods that I just mentioned, and maybe consider doing a cleanse, because if the stuff isn't moving out of your body, it's sitting in your body, and then it's kind of doing the opposite. It's coming out of your skin and showing up in your skin and in skin issues. So to make sure that your food is moving, you can add digestive aids. We talk about these a lot. Aloe vera is great. It's also great for your skin. You can take it internally and you can put it on your skin also. The longer you leave it on your skin, and the thicker you drink it. So they have aloe gel that is really terrible to taste. I'm just going to be honest. But that sits on your tissues longer, and so it goes inside more and it's going to heal more. Another thing you can add is peppermint. So peppermint from the garden or a peppermint tea. And you can also add ginger. Those are all going to be great digestive aids, and those are going to all help remove toxins from your body so the nutrients you're bringing in can actually get inside of your cells.
Wow.
Was that a lot?
Yeah, that was a lot. This is just kind of blowing my mind a little bit, just hearing Sarah just go on and on. It just kind of like re-dawned on me about just how sophisticated and just beyond complex our bodies are. Um, us as just like humankind and all of like the scientists and research that's already been done, like we are just scraping the surface. It's all interconnected. And honestly, just focusing on just the highest quality ingredients that you can get your hands on, that's going to be like the name of the game. And that's what I'm going to be talking about next. So just always try and just fill your plate, fill your shopping cart, fill your kitchen and your refrigerator with just the highest quality ingredients that you can possibly afford. And by highest quality, I mean whole, fresh, and organic. And I put them in this order for a reason, because the first step that you should work on, especially if you're just getting started, is to buy as many whole foods as you can afford. So just bell peppers, pineapple, berries, asparagus, just trying to get to the whole form. Then move on to just getting them as fresh as possible. Starting to shop at kind of like higher quality grocery stores that have a better turnover of produce, so it's fresher. So like your neighborhood health food store or farmer's market. And finally, then switching and moving towards as many organic versions and varieties that you can afford. And not everything has to be organic, but moving in this order, it's definitely, that's the way to go. And that's how you prioritize it, because a lot of people will tell us, hey, I really want to eat healthy, but I can't afford organic. And I'd say, well, that's fine. Let's start off with whole foods, just first and foremost, even if they aren't the freshest, because that is better than processed foods.
Yeah. You guys have to get started no matter where you're at, because just because you don't have the money for organic doesn't mean that you can't make a big impact on your skin right now. But then, some things are more important to be organic than others. So maybe you do have some money for organic food. There is a list, it's called the Dirty Dozen, and you can find which foods are the highest in pesticides and herbicides and chemicals, and you want to avoid those and get the other ones. I will say, when it comes to food and your health, spend as much as you can. It's never wasted. You never regret it. Anytime I buy something special at the grocery store, I spend a little extra time enjoying it and really appreciating it. One example, I've just bought some heirloom tomatoes, and they are beautiful and delicious. And so, they're a little bit more expensive, but it makes up for it in flavor. And I know that it's going to my body and helping my skin in the long run. So just something to think about. Okay, so when it comes to organic, let's talk about juicing really quick. So juicing is great for healthy skin. As soon as I started juicing, that's when people started saying, Sarah, you're glowing. What are you doing? And it was juice. Peter and I have been probably juicing now for about, 5 years, would you say?
That's 6.
6 years. Yeah. And we do it every day. I do it. Peter will do it on the weekends or if I ask him to, but I really like doing it. I don't mind. I know some people say that, juicing takes a lot of time, but the more you do it, the quicker you get. So it probably takes me about 10 minutes now to make juice. And I recommend juice for skin because with juice, you're removing the fiber. So that's the difference between juicing versus smoothies. And when you remove the fiber, the juice is easier to digest and absorb. So it's going straight into your bloodstream. So how we talked about your skin being able to get those nutrients? Well, a lot of times the reason your skin isn't getting those nutrients is because it's not making it through your digestive system. You want to strengthen your digestive system. Yes, totally do that while you're juicing. Like Peter mentioned, fermented foods are a great way to do that. Kimchi, sauerkraut, a daily probiotic. I recommend that for everybody. And then while you're working on your digestive system, you're going to want to juice, because then if your digestive system is weak and improving, you don't have to worry about that with juicing. So it's great for the skin because it's going to give you more nutrients. It's going to give you a wide variety. And with juice, you're getting more nutrients than you could physically eat. So some people tell me like, Sarah, I juiced this whole thing of kale and, I only got half a cup. Well, that half a cup is so full of vitamins for your skin. Like that's all you need. That is seriously all you need. And just think like you would never eat a whole bunch of kale in one sitting.
Yeah, just the thought of drinking a half a cup of just straight kale juice is pretty intense.
Yeah, it's very intense. And that's another thing, like the recipe that I shared, and I'm going to send you guys for juice, it has a few leaves of kale and then it has some romaine. And the thing is, when it comes to dark leafy greens, they're medicinal. So they're very potent. And so you don't need as much to get the benefit. I know a lot of times people think, more superfoods, more of the dark leafy greens to get the health, but you actually don't need a lot of that stuff. You just need a little bit of that stuff to really boost you. So that's juicing. If you need help finding like a juicer, Peter and I did a post on that, how to find a juicer. We list all the juicers we've had in the past and the one we currently have. You can just Google the seasonal diet, how to pick a juicer. Okay, I see a question about the pulp. Yes, I know a lot of people hate to toss it. So you can compost it. If you have a garden, you can put it in your garden. It's really great for that. You can also make crackers. You can make pizza crust. You can make, what else can you make? I've seen cookies. It really depends on what you juice, because if you juice a bunch of really gnarly stuff, the pulp is not going to taste so great.
Yeah.
Right?
If you do like a crazy combination of stuff, it becomes a lot harder to use it. Not to say you should only make simple things so that you can try and use the pulp, but if you juice every day, you'll quickly realize that you can't keep up with the amount of pulp that you'll be generating. But there's not a whole lot left in there though, so you don't have to feel too bad about it.
Yeah, I mean, I know like people want to reuse it and it feels wasteful, but just know like you're getting a lot more from it than if you were to eat it whole. So you're actually getting more from it, even though it seems wasteful. But you can Google recipes. I share recipes every Friday in our Facebook group, and so I'll try to find some recipes for you guys.
Okay, I'm going to try an analogy. So it'd be like taking a really wet towel and wringing it out to get the water from it. But then why would you want to eat the towel? Because all you wanted was the water. Does that work?
I don't know. You guys let me know. It's not my favorite analogy, but
it's kind of weird. Okay. So let's move on to supplementation. Okay. So your just general overall diet, it's definitely got you covered for the most part. But this short little list that I have here is good ways to fine tune your body. Now I didn't list them up here on the slide, but I've got vitamin D, probiotics, and aloe vera juice. Did you talk about probiotics earlier?
A little bit. Talk about them more.
Okay, well, I'm going to rewind. Okay, so vitamin D, if you aren't getting regular sunshine on your skin on like a regular basis, then definitely can't recommend it highly enough. Supplement your diet with vitamin D. Vitamin D it's one of those things that I was kind of just thinking about. Our bodies are just so complex and it seriously controls so much in our bodies. But just know that vitamin D, it's essential to just creating just overall balance in your body, and especially with your hormones. It has like a super strong correlation with hormones.
And you can't even absorb the nutrients if you're deficient in vitamin D. So you really need vitamin D. Yeah. We live in San Diego and we still supplement our diet with vitamin D on the days when we're not out in the sun, because they say you should get your full body in the sun.
Yeah.
And most of the time that doesn't happen.
And then, so number 2, probiotics. These help balance your gut flora. Basically just increases the good bacteria in your body, and it also helps to flush out invasive conditions like candida, kind of like out toward the surface level of the skin. And then finally I had aloe vera juice, which Sarah did mention. Again, just full of vitamins A, C, and E, which all contribute to really, really, truly healthy skin.
Yeah. So one thing, like if you don't have a healthy gut, if you have too much sugar in your body, I know I don't know if any of you are on live, but I know a lot of you in our community struggle with candida, and with candida, it's really important to get that gut health in line. If you have candida, it can show up on your skin, and this is so common. I see so many people with this. It can show up on your skin in little white spots. Usually that's fungus, and it's from your gut. Your gut needs help. It has too much yeast and bad bacteria, so you have to bring that back into balance. Another one is eczema. That is from too much sugar in the body as well. So really, sugar, you hear about it a lot. There's a whole program called I Quit Sugar, because it's very inflammatory and very deadly, to be dramatic. So sugar is a big cause for many really common skin issues. And the thing about sugar is you have to get it completely out of your system to really heal it. So a cleanse would be great, but also just like avoiding it for a certain amount of time. And like I mentioned before, not just sugar, but grains and bread and all things that have a sugar effect on your body. So yeah, gut health is so important, you guys, when it comes to your skin. Okay, so let's talk about a few other things. So we're towards the end. We're going to answer your questions. I see some questions. Keep typing them in if you have questions. We're just about there. But we didn't talk about everything, and this is kind of just touching the surface. This is food, but there are some other things that you kind of want to be conscious of. I saw a comment in there before that said, I cut out cheese and I still have acne. Maybe, with this, it's never one thing, right? So one thing is not going to solve all of your problems. It could if you're doing everything else right, but if you're not eating cheese, but you are eating a lot of sugar, you're eating a lot of bread, you're taking some acne medication, those are all going to play a role. So you kind of have to look at the bigger picture, right? So we didn't even talk about this, but medications, acne treatments, birth controls, creams, those are all going to have a big effect on how your skin is and how healthy it is. So one thing I see a lot is people will be on birth control and their skin will be awesome and great, and they'll go off of birth control and they'll notice that their acne is crazy. The reason that happens is because the birth control is treating the symptoms. It's playing with your hormones, and it's not treating your body, your internal. It's not getting to the root. So if you are on birth control and you're saying, my skin's pretty good, but you're not doing these things that we mentioned with your diet, do those things, because when you go off of it, you could have some big problems, and you could be having some problems right now, but they're just not showing up on your skin. So something to think about. Also, topical treatments. We didn't even talk about that because this is all about foods, but it's really important that you treat the outside of your skin too, right? So when you combine topical treatments, what you're putting on your skin, makeup, coconut oil is a great one I use all the time. I love mixing tea tree oil with coconut oil to treat things like skin rashes and tinea versicolor. It works so well. I also love using apple cider vinegar if you have skin tags, or even aloe vera on the skin topically. There's so many things, and we could do a whole class on that. So just know there's more things that you could do besides your diet, right? And then, okay, products, I kind of mentioned them before, but when I say products, I'm talking about makeup, and, cleansers and moisturizers. We've been really lucky to have Nadina in our group. She's an esthetician, and she's been kind of giving some advice on exfoliators, and she's going to share more. So make sure that you're finding clean products. Look at your products, look at the ingredients, go the organic route, use natural stuff from your kitchen, from your cabinet as often as you can. So those are a few other things we didn't really get to right now.
Awesome. Okay. Well, just based off of everything that Sarah was just talking about, kind of realizing that food really is just it's just the beginning. It's a very small piece.
It's important though. It's very important.
Very important. Absolutely. So we have been working on a new program to help put an end to a lot of your pesky skin issues.
Yes. So like you guys know, if you're in our Facebook group, you've met Nadina. So what we wanted to do was we wanted to team up with somebody who knows a lot about the skin and can really help, because Peter and I know a lot about diet. what to eat for healthy skin, but when it comes to what I put on my skin, I always consult with Nadina. And so she's a dear friend. She's a master esthetician. And we've created a kit that helps you clear up your skin issues. So it talks about internal things as well as external. And it really gets to the root rather than just treating the symptoms. So if you have white spots on your arms, if you have dark elbows, if you have skin tags, if you have acne on your forehead, then this is really going to help you with that.
Yes, and we are really, really excited about this. I'm just going to go through like a few of the things that we've included in here. The first one is recipes, because that's our expertise first and foremost. And yeah, I mean, just what you eat, it has such a big impact, as you've seen over this last 45 minutes. So in here, we're going to be including 15 delicious skin recipes.
And they're all new recipes, so they haven't been shared on our site, and they're just for your skin. Like, they're specific for your skin. Every ingredient goes to treating your skin.
And then we're also going to be including DIY facial recipes.
Yeah, so if you have ever been to a spa, you get really amazing facials there. Nadina gives great facials if you're ever in Edmonds, but she's helped us come up with 3 recipes so you can do them at your house and get the same results. They're really like nothing that I've ever had at home. Okay, so then also we have the skin solution guide. So if you have rosacea, acne, psoriasis, skin spots, eczema, this is going to be what you're going to use to treat those. And so you don't have to be self-conscious, and you can kind of feel a little bit more confident about your skin and going makeup free, right? And then Nadina's also put together a plan. So if you have dry skin or oily skin or combination skin or acne on your chin, this is going to really help with that. So it's specific for everyone. And then we're going to do a live Q&A. So this is going to be a video that you can come to. Nadina's going to chat with me. We're going to chat with you guys. And it's going to be like a coaching session plus a Q&A. So all of your questions, you're going to read through all the material, go over it at your own time. And then afterwards, you're going to be invited to this live session with Nadina. And she's going to kind of walk us through everything. And then I'll also be walking you through specific things for your diet. So yeah, I think there's something else too. This. So then Nadina also put a list of all of the organic and natural beauty brands. Nadina's really great where she shares a lot of higher end stuff, but then also lower end stuff that anybody can afford. And I really appreciate that about Nadina. All right. So if you want this kit, you can go to theseasonaldiet.com/skin. And so, like I said, this is a special offer that we're offering you guys. So the full price, it's $107. It's a one-time purchase, but we're pre-selling it today because I want to make sure you guys really want it and it's something you're excited about. So if you go to that website right there that you see on the screen, you can get it today for $40 off. So it's $67. You still get the coaching. You get everything included. So seasonaldiet.com/skin.
And then also for everybody that signs up today, we've also got a bag of healthy skin tea to throw in and sweeten the deal.
Yeah, so this is going to be delivered to your door because we always say, like, we love having an online business because we can talk with you guys all over the world, but sometimes it's nice to get a physical product. So this tea is something Nadina turned me on to. It's a blend of herbs that gently detoxify and support healthy skin. So it has things like what does that have in it? It has red clover, nettle leaf, it has horsetail, it has burdock root, and it doesn't taste too bad. You can have it hot or cold, and it's really great for eczema and supporting the organs internally. So your liver and your intestines, all of those things, it's going to be really helpful at. So that is the tea. And that is the kit. If you guys have questions, you can let us know. Everybody who signs up today will get this tea in the mail. It makes a lot. I have a bag that I've had for a long time, and I think it's like 2.5 ounces. It makes a lot of tea. So that's that. If you guys have questions about the kit or the course, we're going to start answering them right now.
Cool. Okay. So I'm going to transition back to our lovely faces.
So many questions.
And right there.
Hey guys. Hi Pete.
Maybe come over here.
All right.
Okay, so I think we're back on.
Yeah, if you guys have any problems, let us know if we can see the questions. We have I wish you guys could see our screen. There's like a million boxes.
I know.
I'm like, Peter, where am I supposed to look? I have no idea.
There's just stuff flying all over the place.
All right, so skin discoloration. I'm just gonna go. Can I go?
Yeah, go for it.
Skin discoloration, sunspots, and stretch marks. Okay, lots of stuff. Discoloration, you're going to want to treat internally through your diet. Sugar, get the sugar out of your diet, right? So that's going to be one. Gigi, we're doing the cleanse. We're chatting tomorrow. I'm really excited about that. That's going to help you a lot. But also topically on your skin, you can put apple cider vinegar on it. That's going to be really beneficial and get rid of some of that discoloring. It doesn't smell great, but it does work. Also, tea tree oil and coconut oil. That combo seriously saves everything. Stretch marks. So coconut oil again, shea butter, those are going to be really great. Put them on topically. When it comes to foods, you want foods with zinc. Pumpkin seeds are going to be great. Brazil nuts are going to be great. Those are going to be that's what you're going to want to do for those. What else? What kind of fermented food should we eat? So this is kind of an interesting one because different people react. I'm not going to answer them all, babe. I'll save some for you. When it comes to fermented foods, different people react differently. So if you have rosacea or, like really red skin, you might want to stay away from the spicy ones. So everybody, I recommend a probiotic, but when it comes to foods, sauerkraut is great because usually it doesn't have a lot of spice. Kimchi is great also, but it's more spicy. And so it's not good for rosacea or anything like that. So yeah, those are some. Oh, kombucha is great. Kefir is also great. If you have candida or issues like that, I would stay away from kombucha or at least look for the ones, if you're buying it and not making it, look for the ones with 5 grams of sugar or less per serving.
Yes. Yeah. Because the kombucha, when you make kombucha, you have to put a bunch of sugar into it. And then like the mother and the bacteria in there, it eats the sugar. So there's still lots of sugar in there. And then a lot of times it's sweetened with like fruit juices and stuff to make it taste even better. So there is actually quite a bit of sugar in there. Okay. So should the nuts be eaten raw? Yes, whenever possible. For us, we have to go to our local farmer's market in order to make that possible. The ones at the store, they say that they're raw, but they're actually flash pasteurized.
That's almonds. Not all nuts are that way.
It's not like walnuts and stuff and pecans too. Well, I guess just
sorry.
I guess just try your best. Try your best to get them raw just as much as possible.
Definitely. Can you put the link in the chat so we can go directly to the site? Thank you. Apple cider vinegar. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll try it.
Will that work? Will that be clickable?
Let's try it.
Okay, what else? What brand of yogurt do you use? Okay, so yogurt is so frustrating to me. If you go to the grocery store and you want to avoid dairy, right? So you want to avoid dairy for your skin. So then you go to the yogurts that are plant-based, right? Well, they all have so much sugar. It's insane to me. It's more than a candy bar. It's more than ice cream. It's crazy pants. So there's one brand that we use. We use So Delicious, and they have a plain unsweetened one. And that's what I recommend you guys do. And then you can always sweeten it yourself because you're going to use a better sugar. Most of the yogurts on the shelf use cane sugar. So you're going to use maple syrup or coconut sugar or no sugar. I use berries all the time. In my yogurt or with granola. So Delicious, they make a plain. So look for that one. You can also make your own yogurt. It's very easy. You can Google coconut yogurt recipes. You just use the coconut meat and some probiotic powder in it and stir it up, let it sit on the counter. Very easy to do, lots of recipes online. So that is about the coconut yogurt.
Okay, Gigi asks, is soy bad for the skin? And I would say yes, if you have an allergy to it or you have a sensitivity to it. Otherwise, it shouldn't be a problem because it is just a bean. It's just fermented beans.
And make sure you're getting organic when it comes to soy, because that could be a problem.
Now
soy.
That's a great point.
And also,
it's not that much more.
Yeah, and also
it's totally worth it.
When it comes to soy, it's also the quality of soy you're using. So in a lot of bars, you'll see soy protein isolate, or you'll see soybean oil and chips. If you go to Chinese restaurants, which we don't, just because like there's like no healthy Chinese food, really, there's not, guys. They'll use like the cheaper soy products. Those are very processed and hard to digest and just not healthy for you, processed foods in general. So if you get a good quality soy, so tempeh is great, tofu, edamame, those are all great. Get organic, and they shouldn't be a problem unless you have a sensitivity, in which you can test that through a food journal or an elimination diet.
Cool. And then Robin, last question. I've heard that charcoal pads you put on your feet to remove toxins at night. Have you heard of this and or have experience with it? I have not heard of this.
I've not heard of this either, especially on your feet. Nadina has a product that's really cool that that's in the kit that she recommends, and it's for your face. Charcoal is really great for removing toxins though. So this sounds like something that could be good, but again, without like seeing the product or knowing it, we can't really give certain advice on it.
Yeah, my 2 recommendations, if you're gonna do like some serious cleansing, like if you're like ready to do whatever it takes, a cleanse, I would do like beginner cleanse and then an advanced cleanse. Both things we can help you with. But then also, if you're adventurous enough, enemas, because you're trying to get everything into like into your intestines, kind of like purging from your body, because you don't want it to go out of your skin necessarily. The best way is to go out through your bowels. So enema, if you can handle that, or you can go somewhere. There's like a lot of very professional, clean places where they can do like colonics for you. Like, is it hydro? Like a water colonics place. That is like, if you're totally serious about it, that's my number 1 recommendation for removing toxicity buildup in the body.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, I think that is a wrap. If we didn't answer your question, I'm so sorry. You can email me, Sarah at The Seasonal Diet. If you have any questions about the Skin Mastery Kit, let us know. You can let us know through email or through our Facebook group. I hope you found this helpful. Again, if you sign up today, you'll get the tea. You'll also get the notes from the class, and we're going to be sending out the recipes to everybody. And just know, you guys, that it's just a process, and the more you do it, the easier it gets. So with diet, don't feel overwhelmed. If you're doing everything that we mentioned, and most people aren't, I know it's easy to say, you know, I'm doing that. Peter and I could even improve on some of those things, right? So, you know, take an honest look, and if you are doing all those things, you know, think about joining the Skin Mastery Kit and getting that. And then also think about doing some food journaling and finding out if you have any sensitivities. So that's all I have. What about you?
That's all I have.
All right, you guys, we will see you guys later. Have a great evening.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.